How's it going, everyone? And welcome back to the channel. I'm Vanilla Soup, and today I have my best friend, Matthew. Say hi, Matthew.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Thanks for joining me on this episode, Matt. It's been a minute since I've been able to record a video for this channel. I got a lot to do. What can I say? I moved. I got COVID. All this other stuff. But I'm happy to be making a video for this week. There's been a lot going on in the Halo community, though, and I really kind of want to sink my teeth into it. And Matt's going to help me sink our selective teeth into said news and stuff. But Matt is my good friend. We record a podcast together, actually. It's called the 801st Star Wars Legion podcast. It's all about the tabletop game Star Wars Legion. So definitely give us a listen over there. I'll leave a link to that channel in the description below so you can kind of get a sense of what we do there. Especially if you're into the game, you'll definitely enjoy yourself. But without further ado, I want to talk about like the big thing that came out recently, and that's Chris Lee, director of Halo Infinite, has left 343 Industries after 12 years. And Matt, you are also a Halo fan too, right? Like, you love your Star Wars, but you're also a pretty decently sized Halo fan as well, right?
Oh, dude, who doesn't love Halo? Okay, let's be... I have met a couple, but yeah, dude, I would consider myself a pretty big Halo fan. Yeah,
and I think that makes you perfect to help me out with this, because I'm kind of at odds here, because this guy has been with 343 for 12 years. He's kind of helped 343 make it what it is today, especially as a director of Halo Infinite. Now, while he wasn't the only director, if you've been following the I don't know any other word but shenanigans with this game, there's been lots of shifting of leadership there, and it's kind of concerning somewhat. But I don't really want to focus on like the concerning part of that, but more about what that news brings with it. And that's like my overall opinion, that people have already decided that they hate this game, and it's because of stuff like this. And I think there's credit to feeling that way. I think there's credit to thinking that way. I'm not saying that you're wrong if you already kind of get a bad feeling about Halo Infinite. I, for one, am still super excited. Matt, I know you're also super excited. You've also seen me buy way too many Halo Legos and toys, so just take that with you to your grave, please.
yeah, no one needs to know about that. We'll keep that quiet.
But Matt, I wanted to ask you that. Do you feel that overall, people have already made up their minds about Halo Infinite? Because that's what I'm seeing a lot online. But I wanted to get your take on that too. Like, do you feel that Halo Infinite that people have already made up their mind about Halo Infinite?
Oh, absolutely. There are so many opinions flying around on the internet about this, especially with what's just barely happened there. I mean, when we heard the game was getting pushed back, there was quite a bit of a backlash about that. And then you started getting the naysayers out saying, hey, things are going to be garbage, things are going to be terrible. And we kind of have watched the development cycle be a little erratic for Halo. So I don't think this is anything too unexpected. I think the big thing about it is just the fact that it's happening so late in the development cycle. But I also think that could mean that we're not in danger. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make me super negative and disappointed about it, because this could just be the fact that the game's wrapping up, and this guy maybe, he could be moving on to greener pastures kind of thing.
Yeah.
Especially once, like we've seen with Destiny and other games where people leave once the main game is built and kind of head on to other things. This could just be a sign that they're wrapping up their half of production. You know what I mean?
Oh, and absolutely. I'm glad you said that, because on the other side of the coin, that means that other people come in. And we got the news that our good old boy Joseph Staten came back to the 343 team after being gone doing other various projects. Like, he just got done with that Tell Me Why game, writing for that. And so he's coming back as part of a leadership role. And I don't know if it's been confirmed, but that he might be taking over what's left here. We know that he was kind of set to take over writing and other things like that. But overall director, that remains to be seen. There's been some rumors out about that, but nothing has been confirmed as at this time of recording. But having our old boy that helped write the original Halo trilogy coming back, that's pretty big. Like, despite being a shift in leadership, that's a good shift in leadership. I think. What?
I have to agree completely on that. I mean, if we look at like Destiny and stuff and what's happened there with a lot of the original people, like Bungie just taking over again, there's been a lot of positive things. I think Halo can have those same things happen right here.
Yeah. Oh, you mean so, as like opposed to like Activision being like majorly in control of that one?
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like getting back to basics. And when we knew he was coming back, I feel like most people thought it would be in an advisory role. But I'm kind of happy to see that he might actually be taking over for the long haul. Like getting it off the ground and moving.
No, I absolutely love that you said that too. And then the other thing that kind of like brings in with this whole controversy of Chris Lee leaving is the other like this whole number of rolling around like $5 coatings, $3 like colors and all this stuff. And it's been memed all over the place by now. Hopefully you kind of already have a big idea of what's going on. Quite simply, like the jury's still out on like what that actually means. Like there's a lot of people saying that like, oh, it's linked to the toys, so the value isn't exactly what the loot boxes or there's no loot boxes, but what the cosmetics are going to cost. But honestly, like I'm just gonna say it, $5 for a skin, while it's money. Like that's a good chunk of money. That is far better than anything else we are seeing currently in the microtransaction cosmetic pay scheme right now. Like you look at Apex Legends, that costs $20 for a skin. Rogue Company, which I've been addicted to lately, also has a $20 skin scheme. And for a free-to-play multiplayer game like Halo Infinite, $5 doesn't seem that bad. But people are saying it's the worst, that it should have never come to Halo. Again, no, that is totally a fair point, that whether it belongs in Halo or not. But I don't think it definitely like determines whether or not that Halo Infinite is good or bad.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, well, let's think about like other games. Like if they do the Destiny route, which it's rumored they might, where you're gonna have to do shaders for different parts of your weapons. That remains to be seen. But there's like two ways to think about it. It could be bad if you're paying. Okay, I have to pay $5 multiple times here, but you know, if you're doing like a head shader, a leg shader, and like a body shader, that's not terrible. It really isn't.
Yeah. And
if those are prices you have to pay based off of like a season pass, I don't know if I could say that would be a terrible thing.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. We don't know the full details. Like you brought up the idea of a season pass, but we also don't know the idea about like they talked about challenges today and how we're gonna have challenge swaps, and we don't really know like what other methods are gonna be. Like, do we even have to buy these skins, or is it just gonna be kind of a shortcut thing where it's like, yeah, you want the shader now, just go ahead and pay the $5, I guess, or play 30 minutes and you'll get it. You know, we don't know how aggressive they're gonna be, and that's kind of the harp I've been singing on for, I don't know, since Halo Infinite was announced, is that just like we just don't know everything yet. I wish we did. I did make the comment on Twitter the other day where I'm just tired of only seemingly negative news coming out of Halo Infinite, whereas like I for one was pumped about the gameplay reveal trailer, but everyone else took it as like a negative thing. So I just want something that like everybody can just absolutely love. Like give us
yeah.
Even if it's controversial, it's still like if you give us a multiplayer beta by the end of the year or something like that, so we have an idea of what's going to be there. One, that gives us time to give 343 feedback, but also gives a little bit of the game in our hands, you know, and that'd be great. I don't think it's going to happen by the end of the year, but I think
it'd be nice.
It would be nice, yeah. But that's pretty much all we want to talk about today. Thank you again, Matt, for joining me on this episode. Again, if you guys enjoy Matt being here, if you enjoy us kind of talking about Halo, you probably enjoy us talking about Star Wars too. So give us a listen on the 801st Star Wars Legion podcast. Link is in the description. But other than that, until next time, I'll see you online. Vanilla Soup.